Hello and welcome to the video. Today we are looking at the Bee25 Frame Pro Kit from SpeedyBee. So let us have a look at their website. Here we can see the new Bee25 wireless tuning frame, and we have two versions, the standard version and the Pro version, and we are going to unbox the Pro version today. As you can see, it is a 2.5-inch Cine Whoop, freestyle whoop I would say. The Pro version comes with these Pro extension boards where you can connect the Meteor LED, which comes also in the Pro set, and you have a Bluetooth chip so you can connect the app to the frame and pass through to the flight controller. As you can see, it is modular. You can use different camera systems, and it has an advanced airflow design, so your O3 air unit or walk snail system will not get so hot. Here are the specifications, the packaging list. We will see in the unboxing what's in the back, and these are the dimensions. Later on I will walk you through the manual and show you some build pictures of me building it. So let's look at our products. We have the Bee25 frame kit, as well as our SpeedyBee F405 flight controller, a GPS with compass which we will put in the frame, 4 motors, and the TBS Crossfire Nano RX for controlling. Let's start with the motors. We have the SpeedyBee 1404 motors, perfect fit for a 2.5-inch drone. They come with a bag of screws for mounting the props and the motors. The motors have an approximately 10 centimeter long cable, and they are made out of airplane grade aluminium. As you can see, quite small but very powerful. Let's look at the SpeedyBee F405 AIO 40 amp. This is a new flight controller from SpeedyBee. It is equipped with an inbuilt ESC. It comes with a very good manual in Chinese and English. It tells you where to connect all your sensors and components and how to set them up in Betaflight or iNav. Let's look at the flight controller. Here you can see the flight controller with a nice aluminium cooling plate on top and bottom. It also comes with a soldering practice board if you're new to soldering small solder pads. It comes with a USB Type-C extension module. You can connect it to the flight controller. It comes also with a power expansion board to control more power to devices. And it also comes with a small BEC. So there you can see all the screws and nuts to mount the flight controller to a frame. It comes with all the necessary cables and a small capacitor. Here we have the Bee25 Pro frame kit. This is the QR code to the manual. There you can see the frame itself. It is a carbon fiber frame. This is the injection molding head for mounting the camera. This is the mounting for the receiver. Some bits and pieces for the antennas of the camera. This is the Meteor LED strip included. This is the Pro extension board. Here we have some tools. GPS cover, battery strap, and the protective ring. So these are all the pieces we need to build our Bee25 drone. I'm very excited. I have not filmed the whole build process, but I will walk you through the manual and show you some photos of the steps I made. Of the Bee25 frame. First you need to orientate your carbon plate like this, and then you can install your flight controller shown like this. So the USB Type-C port should be facing towards us. You can use the 12mm M2 screws and the M2 anti-slip nuts to secure it in place. Now you can install the extension board. It is very important that you slide it in from the side and not push it in from the top, so you won't break the connector. Now you can install the wires. You solder the power wires to the flight controller and to the extension board. You also plug in the USB Type-C extension and plug it in the 3 port on the extension board. If you have the Pro version, you can install the Pro extension board just like the other one. You slide it in from the side. You solder on the power wires to the flight controller and the extension board, as well as the capacitor. Now you plug in the USB Type-C extension cable to the port on the extension board. 2 wires will be left over, which you can solder on the flight controller to a free UART, so you can connect the Bluetooth app to the frame extension board, which will then connect to the flight controller. This is especially handsome if you don't have a Bluetooth module in your flight controller. If you want, you can also connect the boot pin on your flight controller to the boot solder pad on your extension board. So if you press the boot button on the extension board, it will boot the flight controller in DFU mode. Next, you install the CNC bars on the other side of the carbon plate and put in the battery strap. Now we can install the motors. We secure them with the 4 M2 screws and solder the wires on the flight controller. Next, we install our Meteor LED strip in the protective ring. It is very important that the small cable in the end will go through these holes here, so you can connect them to the extension board. You could install the carbon plate with the flight controller and the motors right now, but what I did, I soldered on a wire for the GPS module and also a wire for the receiver. Next, we can install the receiver. I use the TBS version, so it's really easy. You just solder on the wires to your receiver and put the receiver in these plastic clips here. Then you can feed the antenna around and put the antenna in the brackets. The next step is to use this receiver plate and put it in the frame on the other side and screw it tight. Because I pre-soldered a wire for the GPS, I will feed the wire through this hole here in the back. Now we can put in the GPS module and screw the cover on. Now this is an important bit, so we are going to install the DJI O3 Air unit. First you need to unscrew this bracket which holds the antennas and unfit the antenna connectors from the stock antenna. Then we put the antennas from SpeedyBee on the connector and screw only one screw back in, because we will screw the other screws in later. You also need to put out these screws shown in the graphic. Now you can slide in the O3 Air unit in the injection molding head and feed the antennas around here, like you can see in the picture. You can wrap the cable from the camera around and put the camera inside the injected molded part. Then you put this little rubber piece on and then you can screw it in place. you take these small antenna plastic mounts and push the antenna through, and then you secure them with one M2 screw from the top. Now you can connect the O3 cable to the O3 air unit. You can now use the screws and screw the whole thing to the frame. And this is the instruction for a different module. If you are done, it should look something like this. Now we can connect to Betaflight and start programming our flight controller. In the Betaflight configurator, we will make sure that our software on the flight controller is the newest one available. So we enable expert mode, choose our flight controller, which is the SpeedyBee Bee25 AIO. Then we can check, yes, we are already on the newest software, but we're gonna update it. We make a full chip erase to delete all of our data and load the firmware online. Now we can flash the firmware. This will take a bit. When the firmware update was successful, we can connect to our USB port. It gives us a warning that the accelerator is not calibrated. Now we can see our drone is connected, but it is the wrong way around. So this is the first thing we will do. We will go into the configuration tab and select the board and sensor alignment. This one will work on the counterclockwise 90-degree flip. We save and reboot. And now we can see that our drone is connected right, the rotation works. Next we can go into the ports tab. First we want to make sure that the TBS Crossfire is connected to the right UART, which is in my case UART 6. You need to enable serial RX to make it work. The GPS module is connected to UART 5, so we will put the sensor input to GPS. Now we connect the DJI O3 air unit, which is on UART 3, so we need to enable MSP on UART 3, and on peripherals we select VTX MSplay plus DisplayPort. If you are using the DJI remote controller, you want to put the serial RX on UART 2 so it works. Now we can save and reboot. Next, we're going to the power and battery settings. Now we can put in the battery capacity. I will only fly with 850 mAh battery, so I can put this in to make sure that the reading is correct. Now we can click Save. In the Configurations tab, I can give my drone a name, which is Bee25. We can enable GPS for navigation and telemetry in here. Now we can save and reboot. Because we are using GPS, in the Failsafe tab we can use GPS Rescue, so the drone will not just land or drop from the air if we failsafe. Next, in the Receiver tab, we enable serial via UART and use Crossfire as our protocol. Now we can turn on the radio. As you can see, the radio works, the throttle and all the other controls are working fine, as well as the switches. Now we can save. In the Modes tab, we can now make a switch for arming our drone. We just click Add Range, it's on auto, so we use our arm switch, which is AUX 1. We place the range, so the switch is on and the range works. We can also put in some flight modes. I use angle on a different channel as well as horizon. And if there's no flight mode selected, it will always go to acro mode. When we connect the GPS, we can see in the GPS tab that we have a connection. It will probably not find many satellites indoors. Also note that the GPS module which I bought does not fit under the GPS cover. I just connected it to make sure it works. I have ordered a different GPS module which is much smaller and it should fit within the cover. In the OSD tab, you can change the video format to HD and add your values like the artificial horizon, the compass bar or temperature sensors, which you can move. Note that if you make any changes, you need to save to make them work. So this is my finished build of the Bee25 Pro frame. I really enjoyed building it. It's a really tough little frame and I will show you some video of me test flying it. Please excuse my bad flying, it was very cold on that day. Thank you for watching my video. You can find links to the products in the video description. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more FPV stuff. More videos will follow soon, so don't miss them.